A Perth man who lives in his car amasses a fortune of $500,000 through cryptocurrency. For more than a year, the Perth resident lived in his car and took showers at his neighbourhood library. However, a risky move altered his fortune dramatically. A Perth FIFO miner who spent a year living in his car has earned a whopping $500,000 from cryptocurrency investments. Max, who requested anonymity due to privacy concerns, learned about speculative coins in 2017. He was convinced it was a scam and spent another 18 months researching until he felt comfortable investing a large portion of his savings in cryptocurrency, primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum. Max, 40, now has $465,000 worth of cryptocurrency to his name several years later. It could easily go to zero or double, the punter explained to news.com.au. He described his decision to invest in cryptocurrency as desperate, but noted that it paid off in the end. The Bitcoin enthusiast intends to cash out when the coins reach predetermined price levels. He has since left his job and purchased a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Perth for $202,000. Max had always desired homeownership and accumulated savings from his $85,000 annual salary as a fly-in/fly-out worker in Western Australia. However, once he realized crypto could provide him with massive profits, he shifted his strategy. "I was saving fervently for years," he explained. "My initial plan was to save for a down payment on the house, but my savings strategy veered off course. I reasoned, I'll go in 2 directions, for a house and crypto. I was so desperate to change my life." He invested $40,000 in Bitcoin in 2018, when the price of a single coin ranged between $5,000 and $12,000. At the time of press, a single Bitcoin is worth $57,000. He invested in cryptocurrency in dribs and drabs at regular intervals using a dollar-cost averaging strategy. When he noticed that the price of Bitcoin had briefly dipped, he purchased additional units. He also invested in altcoins such as Solana and Luna during this time period. He experimented with Shiba Inu and quickly realized a profit. Max also purchased a small amount of Ethereum in September 2020, when the second largest blockchain was only worth $250. It is now worth approximately $4,500 per coin. According to the professional, holding was critical. In total, he's recouped his investment 6 times over. Max chose to live in his car for the majority of 2018 and 2019 rather than rent a place to save money for his crypto portfolio. As a FIFO worker, he spent the majority of his time on worksites that provided housing and didn't want to waste his money on a rental property he would be absent from the majority of the time. As a result, he preferred to travel by car whenever he visited Perth. He claimed he survived on Hungry Jack's dinners and showers at local gyms and libraries. The miner stated that he had the confidence to pay a $50,000 deposit on a property in July of last year because he was confident he would not deplete his savings. Rather than that, he had amassed a fortune in his cryptocurrency wallets. He resigned from his job this week and has no immediate plans to return. Tommy Honan, head of corporate partnerships at Australian cryptocurrency exchange SwiftX, stated that Max's windfall would be virtually impossible to replicate on a more traditional stock market with such a small starting investment. "We frequently see individuals make significant gains in crypto, despite making smaller initial investments," he told news.com.au. "It's the same as any other investment, it's extremely market-dependent and market-driven, except for the obvious increase in volatility. He did, however, issue a warning, stating that there was significant risk involved. It is not uncommon for them coins to move 60% in a single day. That is not possible in equity trading, he explained. He does not simply mean moving upward, he also means decreasing in value. A recent survey of Australian SwiftX traders discovered that 76% earned an average profit of $10,662 over an 18-month period. A further 17% had profited from cryptocurrency to the tune of more than $20,000. The cryptocurrency market is notoriously volatile, and the Reserve Bank of Australia warned investors late last month that they risk holding speculative assets with niche applications that may lose the majority of their value. Tony Richards, the RBA's head of payments, said the value of many cryptocurrencies had soared to $2.63 trillion as a result of fads and a fear of missing out, and could crash if central banks decide to assert control over their monetary systems. I believe there are plausible scenarios in which a number of factors could combine to significantly undermine the current fervor for cryptocurrencies, thereby reversing current speculative demand and unwinding much of the recent price increases, he told the Australian Corporate Treasury Association in November.